I'm Mike Bradner, and this is Capital Views, and we have with us today Representative Harriet Drummond, who is from Anchorage, and she's the chair of the House Education Committee. And so, Harriet, tell me a little bit about yourself and your background, and then we'll talk education.
Thanks, Mike. I'm happy to do so. I've got to say it's probably my dream job as a 9-year member of the Anchorage School Board from '94 to 2003. I got my start in local politics and through my child's school, and ended up in the State House, and was in the minority for the last 4 years. But this year, with a new Alaska House Majority Coalition, I am in the excellent position of being chair of House Education, and I'm delighted.
You also served on the Borough Assembly.
I served on the Anchorage Municipal Assembly for about 5 years, yes, until I entered the House.
Well, what do you see? I mean, what are you interested in, and where do you see education going this session?
Well,
or would like to see
education is, education has been cut too much in the last several years, and I hope to hold education level. Our kids absolutely deserve opportunities to participate in our society, and while the adults in the room figure out the budget, I think our children deserve to get the best possible education.
Now, there's sort of two components in education funding. There's the BSA, the formula, and then there's things outside the formula. And those things, as I understand it, have sort of taken a hit.
That's right, like pupil transportation has taken a hit, and schools have had to divert money from other parts of their budgets in order to get kids to school. Energy issues in the bush are huge, and as you may know, the requirement to spend 70% of district funds in the classroom has been eliminated because it was so difficult for those smaller districts with high energy costs to meet that standard.
And maintenance costs are difficult.
We have a huge investment in schools and all kinds of public facilities all over the state, and if we're not prepared to maintain those, we shouldn't be building them in the first place.
Now, there's also some new areas that we're looking at. We keep hearing broadband, which is the ability to bring distance education to the bush. So, and is that going to make some progress?
There are some really exciting things being done in a number of districts, and it shows promise as being able to bring innovation to more districts than just the big urban districts. But I have concerns about the equity of the broadband signals available throughout the entire state. As you know, the standardized testing was stopped in its tracks last year because of a backhoe operator in Kansas, where the standardized testing contract was based. And we face those kinds of issues all over the state, and until we are assured that every community has equitable access to broadband that allows them to fully participate, it would be difficult to support a broadband initiative.
And that means, I mean, with just satellite, as I understand it, schools often have to download at night.
That's right. They don't have enough. They don't have a robust enough network to simultaneously perform the tests. The testing, for example. I heard from a superintendent in a Southeast Island community tell me last year that when the cruise ships come to town in early May, the network at her school district is disrupted by all the iPhones that come into town on this, on cruise ships that double the population of some of these small communities.
Now,
and
most people
that doesn't sound right.
Think, well, you can interact. You have interactive. You can have a teacher teaching and interact with the teacher and so on, and that's pretty hefty stuff. I mean, that's when you need a lot of power.
That's right. That's right. Especially if you're going to be putting together dozens of students across several different communities with a single teacher in a single location. You have to have coordinated, very coordinated and effective networks to do that.
And that may cost a little money over a period of years. So we can't just say nothing gets increased.
That's right.
And
That's right.
so what do you hear from your Senate colleagues on the issue?
They released a survey the other day that had really fascinating results. Number one, they surveyed approximately 7,000 Alaskans. So that's a fairly accurate temperature gauge of the public. And they compared the responses to their questions from a year ago to their responses today, or this past month. And there has been increased understanding of the need for a fiscal plan, some kind of broad-based revenue, an income tax or a sales tax. There is increased support for both of those over the past year. There is understanding that state government is, the majority of people feel that state government is funded just about right, or perhaps too thinly funded right now. So I think the public is really appreciative of the services that they get from their government, and they're starting to understand that we're all going to have to pitch in to support it.
Harriet, we're out of time already, believe it or not. And this has been the Capitol Views. We've been talking to Harriet Drummond, a representative from Anchorage, who's chairman of the House Education Committee. And Harriet, thank you for being with us.
Thank you very much, Mike, for having me.